Hello, everyone, and welcome to this mini art journal flip through. I'm Amanda. You might know me as Amanda's Work, and we're just going to be going through my mini art journal. I love these little journals. They're like the perfect size for art journaling, in my opinion, because I've journaled in big journals and I've journaled in small journals, and I think this is just the right size to do things. So let's get right into it. This is a Talens art creation journal. I really love this brand of journals. They're very cheap, but they hold up really well. So if you want to do like mixed media or painting, these journals hold up really well. You'll see in some pages they stick together and there's rips and stuff, but for me that's okay. I kind of like the wear and tear of it. But for the price that you pay for these journals, they do really well and they hold up great. This sticker here is a sticker by Studio Mac Maya, and it's a fundraiser sticker, and I just really loved it. The yellow matches really well with the journal, and it was just really great. Like, at the time that I had this journal, this sticker had come out for a fundraiser, and I was like, yeah, why not? This is the perfect sticker to be the cover of this journal. Okay, so the first page I'm not sharing because I did some writing in it, but all it is just the title page with like the dates. And I believe I did this journal from June to October, so it's about 5 months of journaling, and you can see it's pretty fat. Like, she's filled up. But yeah, that's what it is. So here I'm just making sure everything's lined up perfectly. Okay, these journal pages, it's a mixture of everything, of me getting things out of my head and onto a page. So that's the whole goal here. A couple of these pages I did for a series called 26 Before I Turned 26, I believe is what it's called, but it's just a bunch of pages that I did where I was trying to like celebrate my birthday, because my birthday drives me bonkers, but that's what some of these pages are. And if you follow me on Instagram, you'll kind of know what I'm talking about. So this tour is kind of just me trying to expand on the things you've already seen. So this page here is my example of how the pages will stick together. If you do a lot of heavy painting, this is going to happen. I didn't seal this one, so usually you would seal it with some hairspray, and that can kind of help. But yeah, I started this one pretty early when I started this book, so every time I closed the book, it would stick together, and that's what happened. I'll insert a photo of what it looked like before, and it was a really nice page. But I'm like, it's okay. Things like this happen, and that's part of the joy of it, is that nothing lasts. You know, nothing lasts forever, so enjoy it while you can, type of thing. But yeah, like, if this bothers you though, there's many things you can do to make sure this doesn't happen, so don't worry. This won't happen all the time. You can do things like hairspray. You can put a piece of paper in between, so you might see that, some paper in between. That's what it's for. A lot of it is because in my style of journaling, I paint a lot. I use a lot of paint, and that's why the pages will stick together. If you don't paint as much, you'll be fine. Don't worry. This one here is kind of me talking about how I can't speak a lot through words, but I can speak a lot through my art, and I love it. It's me. It's who I am. But yeah, like, I find it really hard to speak to people in person and to be like a member of society, but I can speak through my art, and that's, you know, I'm grateful for that. I really like this one. I think like it just worked really well. The colors, the way that the flower and the little person kind of interact, it just worked really well. I would love to make this like a bigger piece. I think it just worked out really well. This was another one for the 26 Before 26. Self-portrait, I guess. A lot of my work is abstract work, and you all know this, but I do really want to improve kind of drawing things a little bit more realistically, and you'll see that in my sketchbooks. My sketchbooks is where I kind of practice that. But these art journals, we're gonna go abstract, of course. We love a good abstract. But I push myself in other areas too. This one I had tried to do the butterfly and it was not working out. It was originally going to be black with like blue spots everywhere, but as I was painting it, it just looked bad and I was not having it. I was frustrated, so I just covered it in gold because trust me, a lot of your pages, they will not cooperate with you, so you have to figure out another way. This one I think is completely stuck together. Oof. 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 Okay. I feel like it's because of the type of paint I use as well. Sometimes if you're using like a harder acrylic, an acrylic that's a bit more expensive, because the paint is better, they will stick together. If you're using a cheaper acrylic, a lot of the times they won't. So a lot of it is how the paint is made. The type of paint will affect what sticks together and what doesn't. This was another 26 before 26 page. And I also was painting a lot more because it was summertime. And in the summertime, things dry faster, so I tend to paint more. This page here was really cool. I did it for a live stream here on YouTube, and I was just finishing up the page, but I just think the textures of it worked out really nicely. And it looks really cool, and you know, sometimes this is really me. Like, I feel like I don't have a lot to say, but I can draw something, fish mouth, and I just think the colors just worked out really nicely. And also, I love these squiggles. You'll see a lot of dots and a lot of squiggles in this journal. I feel like I really grew into that kind of this summer. I was super into the squiggles and dots and borders as well. I love this one too. This one kind of feels to me like an alien and trying to find its purpose in life, and that's kind of, I feel like we feel like that a lot sometimes, just trying to figure out where we fit in. And a lot of these pages, like, I'll make them and I'll think about them for a bit and then I'll come back to them because the purpose does not come straight away. A little froggy page. I think I did this frog first and I was like, this frog is weird. Cover it up, new frog. Because let me tell you, like, amphibians, not easy. I've learned so much this year from, like, my sketchbook studies, and that it's like birds and reptiles, amphibians, super hard. Like, you gotta study them. This here, the pattern to make these squares is the cap of a alcohol marker that I have, just a random marker, and then I took the cap off and then I like dipped paint in it and then put it on the page, and I think it just made a really nice pattern. This one here is actually the first postcard that I made for stamp fans, so I think there's like probably 3 in existence. I have one, and then I had 2 subscribers who started right when I started, and so they got these. So if you're one of those people who have the very first postcard from stamp fans, congratulations. It's quite rare. I only do like 1 postcard a month, and that's it. Like, I don't put it up again or anything, so yeah, if you're not subscribed already, go subscribe to my stamp fans, because that's like the one and only place where you can get prints from me. And yeah, this is the September one. And I think it was just a really great way to start it off. I love this page, so that's why I made it into the postcard. And I love it. It's here, I'll show it to you right now, actually. Let me find it. Here it is. So it's a lot bigger too, and then I added a couple of things like digitally in post, and I think it's just great. Like, I have it on my wall, and it's just a nice little addition to my art life. So stamp fans, if you're not there, subscribe now. This is with some calligraphy ink. I find it's nice. Like it's basically the same thing as taking a black acrylic and watering it down, but it just works really nicely. Like it glides and flows really well. So I buy like calligraphy ink just from like Daiso or the dollar store, and it works very nicely. I think this one I was attempting to draw a horse. I think it might be a dog as well. It's up to you. But I think the point of it is just like I think I just really wanted to have like the star aspect in it. Okay, I'm back, everyone. Sorry about that. Basically, this page, I remember I was talking about how, like, I was trying to figure out the meaning for it. Sometimes my pages, they just don't have a meaning. They speak differently to everyone, okay? Sometimes they have a meaning, sometimes I just forget the meaning as well. But they meant something to me at the time when I was making it, whether it had a deep meaning or it's just me practicing. They're still very good. Like sometimes you get stuff like this, nothing in my head. Very true. This page here I really loved. I was in my bug era. I was drawing a lot of bugs and practicing them, and that's where this page came from. I love a good ladybug. I feel like it's the perfect addition to any page. If you have a page and you don't know what to add and it feels a bit empty, trust me, a ladybug will always do a really good job. And you can see the bugs, still more bugs. I did some butterfly stuff here. Love a good ladybug, love a good butterfly. And this one here, I was pretty impressed. I never knew like I could draw a cow. Like you would not catch me doing this like a couple years ago. I feel like I've gotten a lot more confident in my drawing skills, but I still have a very, very long way to go. Like I do find pages like this and like this way more comfortable because I just have better instincts when it comes to like abstract work, but I do want to get better at like drawing and doing other things like that. So that's why we practice and that's why we have a sketchbook. I also did some practice on birds, but I find birds super difficult. So my bird stuff is very, very simple. Fish. Some more ladybugs. But I love this page too. I originally had, I think something was underneath, but it might just be paint. But I put this paper over top because I had kind of just some extra scrap paper and it's like very textured and I love that. And it worked really well for the page. So sometimes if your page feels a little bit too plain, just take some scrap paper, scrunch it up and paste it on and you got like a new layer, and that works so well just to like change things up. This here is an owl, and I had the first layer I had put down was this blue, this light blue, and it's oil pastel, and let me tell you, oil pastel and certain acrylics do not work well together. So I put this acrylic on top, and as you can see, it's like all falling apart, but honestly it looks kind of cool. But yeah, the longevity of it is not there. It will fall apart. So yeah, it's the oil pastel layer with the acrylic on top. That's not gonna work. But I think this owl looks really cute though still. A little bit of a caterpillar turning into a butterfly moment. You know what it means. Transformation. This one here, sometimes I leave some pages unfinished just because I'm not feeling them anymore, and I used to feel very pressured to finish every single page in my journal, but I realized it's okay to have a page that's not finished. Like it's not the end of the world if a page isn't complete. So that's what this one is. I had tried to do this kind of border thing, but then every time I'd close it, of course, the pages were sticking together and I wasn't feeling it anymore. But it's okay. Pages like this is how we get pages we like. So yeah, you don't need to finish all of your pages. I give you permission to skip pages if you're not feeling them anymore. This one here, this is using paper that I made myself. So I did a little side quest during the summer and I made some paper. And it was really fun to do, but it's hard to use this paper actually because it's very like thick, and that made it really hard to paint with, to do anything with it. So yeah, it's because of how I made the paper. So what do you expect? It's the first time I made this paper, but it was really cool to just have my own paper, and then I added it into this journal. Would I recommend making paper all the time? No. But you can do it once in a while just to like feel good about yourself and have that skill. But I would just buy some paper too, you know. You don't have to make paper all the time. Just do it for fun every once in a while. This is one of my favorite pages. I also made this one into a stamp fans postcard as well. So I think this one is the October. Yes, this one's the October postcard. And actually, I have it as well. Hold on, everyone. Here it is. Wow. I did, when I scanned it, it's kind of a little bit oof, but I added like this little border thing because the proportions of the postcard to the actual journal, it's like a little bit off, but that's why I added all this extra stuff. But I love it because like it's another little extra memory that I have, and I just really love this page, so that's why I turned it into a postcard. But yeah, this was the October one, so if you subscribed in October, you got that one. But yeah, I love this fish, and I love the bird. Everything worked out really nicely. This one here was the only page that I did for Peachtober this year. I had zero motivation to do any challenges in October this year. I just had no time, no motivation. So the only one I did was for Peachtober, and the prompt was kite, and that's the only one that I did. I love this one. Love this one a lot. Just the butterfly, the person, the transformation theme. I mean, come on. And I tried my best to keep it symmetrical, like as symmetrical as I could, but obviously it's not perfect. But I think it was just really fun to do. It was really fun to make this page. This one is made after a song by Clairo. You'll know if you know. And as you can see here, we're getting more into the dots, using that a lot more in my work. I hated this one. I'm telling you right now, I hated it. Like, you have a purpose, but also I can't stand you. You're not gonna win with every page. This is literally a piece of my resume, and I just had an extra resume and I cut it up and put it in my journal. This one here is kind of just my little abstract tiger with a little dude on it, and I think I love it. Like, this feels very like children's book to me, and I would love to do something more like this. This is just another page where you put paint, and then you smush it together, and then when you open it up, it makes really beautiful patterns. But this one's very heavy, so that's why I have the paper in between, because the pages will stick together. This one wasn't working out for me. I think I tried to do the stairs like in 6 different ways, and I kept on covering it up, and I just ended up with the black because I was so like, it just wasn't working out. It wasn't working out for me, so it ended up like this. I think this one here opens up. Yes. I was trying to implement a few kind of pop-up pages stuff, you know, scrapbooking techniques. This one is made with Caran d'Ache crayons, and I sprayed it with the water, and then it like interacted together. Because I love to use Caran d'Ache crayons, but I haven't been using them like as much with the water, so I've been trying to figure out the ways that I like to use it. This one here was another one where I was trying to do this flip thing, but I didn't like it just wasn't working. I couldn't figure it out in a way that I'd like to do it, so I just ended up turning it into separate pages. This one I tried to follow an acrylic painting tutorial on how to paint an apple, and then I just stopped because I got tired of it, and I didn't want to do it in this journal anymore. I wanted to do it in my sketchbook, so I just left it like this. Some more with the Caran d'Ache crayons. And I love doing this, but it becomes so messy, so just be careful. Like, if you have pages that are important on the opposite sides, protect it before you spray it with water, because it will get messy and it will get everywhere. But it is really nice to do. It creates really nice, like, it looks really nice. This one here, I had done a whole border with this yellow acrylic, and once again I had put oil pastel down first and then the paint on top, and it just all came off. So I could probably tear it's like absolutely coming off, but that's because you need to seal the oil pastel first, and then it will be okay. So I did that twice in this journal, and I've learned since then. But it also looks kind of cool, not gonna lie. Like, it's a cool texture, but yeah, it's not sustainable. It's not gonna last. Another uncompleted page. I just wasn't feeling it. You can't win them all, truly. And I think this one here is the last page, and I actually made a video about this page, so you can go watch that one where I talk all about that, but this is the last page. And the last like 2 pages I do writing for myself, but I don't share that. But yeah, there we go. Completed. Very nice. Anyways, thank you all for joining me on this mini art journal tour. I hope some of these pages gave you inspiration for your own journals, and maybe if you want to, you'll pick up a mini journal and start one today. I love doing these. They're super fun, and they're very near and dear to my heart, so try it out if you haven't already. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.